Dojan! Hello everybody, I am Vicariously Jambi, and today we will be talking about Garden Sinners Chapter 4 with Dakota Redheart. Get into a call with him real quick, and we can hop to it.
Hello,
It's a Dakota.
how you doing?
I'm doing alright. I had a little trouble with paperwork,
Mm,
closing work today, but other than that, I
mm,
am just doing dandy.
that's good.
Mm-hmm. How you been, Dakota?
Doing good. Just kind of hanging out. I ate way too much pizza today.
Yum.
Yeah, I just ate dinner and then someone brought home a pizza and I'm like, well, shit.
Alright, so talking about Garden Sinners Chapter 4. Chapter 4 starts off back in the past, like I mentioned before last time we were talking about Garden Sinners. It
Mm,
is 2 years after the events of Chapter 2. So I'm going to guess like every other chapter is like present in the storyline to, or close to present, I should say, to like all the way back into like their childhood. It seems.
mm,
Um, Ryogi Shigi got isekai'd, but in the wrong way.
mm,
Still trying to comprehend where or how she got hit by a car. Dakota,
mm,
your theory is like when like she was like on top of Mikia at the end
mm,
of chapter, or towards the end of
mm,
chapter 2, when she's about to kill him and she stops herself, and
mm,
that's when you think she got hit by a car.
mm. One of the reasons I think that is because she was wearing the same outfit when she was being sent to the hospital, or like red kimono.
Right.
Like, I'm thinking either she was hit by a car or maybe the mental strain of forcing her other personality not to kill Mikia caused her to like knock out.
Yeah, imagine not wanting to kill your boyfriend only to throw yourself in front of a
Mm.
car.
It's wild.
Hell yeah, I can't relate though. But yeah, that is an interesting fan theory.
Mm.
Um, I think she got hit around. So at the start of chapter 2,
Mm.
you see a figure seemingly walk in front of a vehicle, which
Mm.
seems like the vehicle collided with them in some regard.
Mm.
And then you get introduced to a body that got dragged to an alleyway where Shiki is
Mm.
then observing that body. So I'm
Mm.
so I'm thinking that the person that got hit by the car was Shiki at the start of the chapter, and then they
Mm.
kind of like Uno reversed it on ourselves to like have ourselves thinking. I think that's what happened.
Interesting. So you mean that was like a flash forward in that episode?
It was a flash forward within a flashback that got flashed
Mm.
forward again.
Interesting.
This is a shit
Mm.
reason why people are asking for like a proper watch guide to this, because like
Mm.
I can see why shit like that is going to be confusing and hard to follow.
Hmm. Well, I believe if you look at the descriptions of each episode, they say the year it takes place. You could probably figure out the watch order by looking at the years.
Right.
I could probably do that right now. Is it Garden of Sinners? Bu- 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 Crunchyroll. This will show me descriptions. All right. So episode 2 takes place in 1995, and
Right.
episode 4 takes place 1998. I think that's inaccurate because I'm pretty sure the episode said 1996 at the beginning.
Yeah, it was like at the start of it when Shiki got hit was still within. It was like when Shiki and Mikia first met in chapter 2. It was like within like the early school days together. Then like I think it flashes forward like it skips a year later, and then
Okay, so how long was she in the hospital?
2 years.
She was in the hospital for 2 years. All right, she got hit by a car during winter of 1995, which would then, go to New Year and be 1996. You know what I mean? So then she was in there for like a year and maybe a year and a half into 1998. I guess it kind of makes sense that she was in the hospital for like a year or two.
I should let you know that in Japan, the seasons for Japan are not the same as ours.
Oh, okay.
So, like, right now is spring for us.
Uh-huh.
I think right now would be fall for them.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, actually, now that I mentioned that, I should look that up. Say, seasons of Japan.
But even then, like, it still adds up her being in the hospital for 2 years after the car crash. If it's like fall right now, then in a couple months, maybe 2-3 months, it's going to be winter for them. So that means half of 1995, 1996. Like, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know.
Spring in Japan usually starts in March. Oh no, I guess their seasons are lined up with us. Oh, that's weird.
Okay, so my theory is correct. So the episode 2 ends at like basically close to New Year's ish, and then she got hit by a car trying to kill Mikia, and then is in the hospital for 2 years and like gets out in 1998.
Right. Summer Japan follows the. Oh, okay. So I'm kind of right, kind of wrong. So like, spring starts around the same time our spring does. No, wait, I'm fucking stupid. Wait. Oh, I'm confused. Okay, never mind. Point retracted.
We're like the Always Sunny conspiracy gif right now. But yeah, I do think she was wearing the same outfit as she was when she was about to murder Mikia.
Right.
Did she get injured anyway, like chasing him, like being hit by trees?
Not that I'm aware of, because he was mostly just running away from her the entire time.
Again, she could have just been in shock of like resisting the urge, and then Mikia just claimed like, "Oh, you know that murder that's been around? They tried to get us."
Right. So, anyways, trying to chew right now.
What you eating?
Leftover pizza that I heated up in my air fryer.
Noise.
Yeah. So chapter 4 goes back in time 2 years after the events of where we left off with chapter 2. Interesting that it goes by twos as well. Anyways, Shiki got hit by a car. She did not get isekai'd, and she's in the hospital comatose for 2 years.
Well, technically half of her got isekai. We don't know where the other half went.
That's kind of a spoiler, but
oh, okay. It did get isekai.
No, I mean like what happened to her other half. But basically Shiki came to, and during this time she's starting to see lines everywhere. And with these lines, she's also seeing the death and collapse of like everything. So, this is her mystic eyes of death perception.
Mhm.
This is what she sees all the time. And I mean literally all the time. Like, even though her, like, rainbow eyes come out, like, whenever she's, like, doing, like, in combat and everything, this is
Mhm.
actually what she legitimately sees, like,
Mhm.
everywhere. All the time. Everywhere. So, so in the another Kanoku Nasu series with Mystic Eyes of Death Perception, with the main character also being named Shiki, this Shiki has a Magus mentor, more or less, and this, who let the stinky rabbit stream? No one can contain me.
The rabbit is loose.
The rabbit.
The duck. Rabbit season.
Rabbit. Deer season. Anyways,
Rabbit season.
deer season.
We should do like a little GIF or something of the rabbit season, deer season, and then we pull it off again and it says squid season, and we just turn and look at Calimer.
That would be hilarious. So, like I said, in the other Kanako Nasu series with the main character named Shiki, called Tsukihime,
Mhm.
he has a Magus friend who is aware of his condition of having mystic eyes
Mhm.
of death perception.
Mhm.
His death perception is so bad, his friend had to create a special form of reading glasses that more or less filters out the lines of death that are plagued everywhere in his line of sight.
Dang.
Yeah, and what's even
Did
worse,
that come later?
um, not with our Shiki, not with the Shiki we're talking about, or not this
Okay.
Garden of Sinner Shiki, but this Shiki from Tsukihime,
Okay.
his mystic eyes are of death perception are actually increasing badly
Mhm.
to the point where his glasses are not working anymore. And on
Mhm.
top of that, you saw a glimpse with Shiki of how
Mhm.
a I quote unquote normal person would react to seeing
Mhm.
the concept of death everywhere, where, like, you don't know if it's like, so they actually bring this medical term up later when Shiki tries to gouge her eyes out, which kind of gives you an idea of how bad it is for people who have
Mhm.
this amazing eye ability, quote unquote
Mhm.
amazing. That literally makes you want to gouge your own eyes out.
Mhm. Shiki
But
sees dead people.
I want to say dead. Well, she can see
No, I was just making a
ghosts.
sixth sense,
Oh, oh,
reference.
I know, I get the joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to see if there's any like other applications, like, but yeah, she technically can see things that aren't visible to other people. So, like, for example, Fujino's ability,
Mhm.
she can foresee and then cancel it out by just quote unquote killing it.
Mhm.
And then then in chapter 1 you get to see the ghost girls and everything. So yeah, she
Mhm.
actually can see
Mhm.
dead people, more or less. Um
Is it like she can see things dying in real time? Like how technically everything's kind of decomposing in a way. Just it's a very slow process.
Possibly, and this is what I was actually about to bring up, because they actually bring up an actual medical term
Mm.
for certain people called aphasia.
Mm.
Aphasia is a medical condition that people can get from, like, blunt force trauma to the head and whatnot. So
Mm.
technically, what he went through,
Mm.
and it causes you to see things that aren't real, not to like the same levels of like schizophrenia, but more so like it'll make you question what you're actually looking at. Like, you know the scene in The
Mm.
Matrix where the spoon bends and back and
Mm.
forth. It bends
Mm.
like it's melting, but like it snaps back into place.
Mm.
Imagine shit like that
Mm.
everywhere you go. And I'm just
Dang.
and I'm just paraphrasing like an example. Like, there's other forms of aphasia out there where like they can see things that aren't necessarily what it appears to be. Like for one person for aphasia, it could be the spoon example. For
Mhm.
another, it could be something horrendous. And there's actually
Mhm.
a so like I talk about Kinoku Nasu a lot, but there's a friend of his that wrote the prequel to Fate Stay Night called Fate Zero,
Mhm.
named Gen Urobuchi or
Mhm.
Urobucher because he's known for killing off a lot of characters.
Oh
Um,
dang.
yeah, he's like the George R. R. Martin of Japanese novels.
Mhm.
But um, he made a light novel series called and it's kind of like not
Mhm.
I guess you can say it's questionable. It's kind of like
Mhm.
how do I explain this without sounding weird about it? It's like what's that word where you think it's bad in the general eye of the
Mhm.
and in the general eye of people, but it's like still entertaining enough that you still proceed it. I forgot. It's like a guilty pleasure, but it's
I
like
guess it, uh
oh, what's that word called? It's like it's not. I want to say it's well. I mean, one of the endings is inappropriate, but
mhm.
what the fuck is the word? I can't think of it right. Anyways,
I
the
guess guilty pleasure kind of sounds like it.
I guess it's a guilty pleasure, I suppose, but like
Mhm.
it's kind of icky depending on how you're following the subtext and depending on what route you choose for the light novel as well.
Morbid curiosity.
Let's go with that. Let's call it morbid curiosity. So
Mhm.
in his his visual novel called The Song of Saya,
Mhm.
the main character suffers from aphasia because he
Mhm.
on a vacation where he had an accident. When he recovered, his aphasia is really, really, really fucking horrendous. You want to know how horrendous it is?
How bad is it?
It's so fucking bad that all of his childhood and work friends look like fucking Cthulhu-esque monsters to him.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and so every single day and night when wakes up, goes to work, everyone and everything looks like a something out of Lovecraft. Ex-
Causes this is just like a medical thing they're just
this
born with.
this no, I want to say this is born. I would feel bad for anyone born with this kind of shit. It's from an injury he had on like off
Mhm.
screen that he had when he was on work vacation, basically.
Dang.
Yeah, he went on work vacation and got into an accident. He recovered, but he developed aphasia that was so horrendously bad that it just caused people to look like Cthulhu monsters to him. And
God. It's like that SpongeBob episode, Fear of the Krabby Patty, where he just sees Krabby Patties everywhere.
hey Finn, welcome in. If you're a fan of Garden Sinners, we're like talking about like a bunch of Kinoku Nasu and get Rubichu stuff. I'm actually giving like an example of
Mhm.
Song of Saya right now. Uh,
Mhm.
so how the Song of Saya starts off, it literally starts off with the main character on his lunch break at work, trying to enjoy his, I don't know, packed up sandwich and stuff, but it just
Mhm.
looks like something like a Cthulhu monster just shat on his plate. You know, it looks like that. Everything looks
Mhm.
horrible to him, and he's sitting like around with his coworkers and friends and everything, and they all look like just monsters, like gorging themselves on like pig flesh and stuff like that. It literally looks horrendous. Like, and the fact is that his accident happened off screen. But you want to know how long he's been
Mhm.
living with this?
How long?
Over a month. And
Dang.
so you
This
can
happened recently?
more not I want to say more or less it did off screen, but like his aphasia was so bad and he lived with it for so long that he just said fuck it and just like
Mhm.
he's
Just,
like a distant shell of his former self. And here's actually the sad part about Song of Saya. They'll give you the
mhm.
entire scene through his perspective, and
Mhm.
then literally the
Is
next
this
and
is
the,
this real life or a show?
no, this is a visual novel. This is like a game. It's basically a
Oh,
game
okay. I thought
novel.
this was happening to someone in real life.
No, I like I said, I would pity whoever has this shit in real
Hmm.
life. But
I was
anyways,
like, was this like, is this like a Jackass show? Did you get hit in the head and he just sees shit?
no, no, no. Like I said, this like he off screen. He was on vacation. He off
Mhm.
screen. He had an
Okay.
accident on vacation. When
Mhm.
he came to, he was so like his perception and everything was warped and altered because he
Okay.
developed aphasia after his accident. His
Okay.
aphasia makes everything and anything around him look like Cthulhu-esque
Okay.
Lovecraftian creatures.
This is a game.
Not in the traditional sense. Yes, it is
Yeah,
a
the
game.
I know, visual novel game kind of thing.
Yes, 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 yes. And
Okay.
so, and here's the sad thing about this visual novel is that it will have his what at a scene like I said about him like eating around his friends, but everyone still looks like monsters to him. They will have
Mhm.
a point of view of his perspective, but because he's been
Mhm.
living with us for so long, he just said fuck it and just became depressed.
Mhm.
Because he couldn't understand anyone because everyone sounded like the entire time to him.
Mhm.
And so he would like give like genuine general responses like yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Yeah, and he'd do that because he has to live with this the rest of his life and he can't give like a heartfelt response anymore
Mhm.
because he's so isolated within this fucked up world that he unfortunately developed because of his accident.
Mhm.
Now, here's the sad part is that they will replay the entire scene, but in the perspective of his friends.
Oh no.
So everyone and everything will look normal again. And it's
Mhm.
just the one guy, like, keeping quiet to himself the entire time. And you're trying, and like, because they're his friends, they're trying to, like, to goad him on to get him to join in the conversation. He's just, he's just going to, yeah, okay,
Mhm.
whatever. He's just giving
Mhm.
generic responses.
Mhm.
And what's sad is like his friends don't know that he is suffering so much like this, and it's
Mhm.
just as bad. He doesn't necessarily fully understand why he's suffering like this as well, and there's no way for him to communicate with his friends anymore
Mhm.
until he meet. So, like I said, so in his perspective, everything and anything looks like a Lovecraftian horror, right?
Mhm.
Except for one girl.
Mhm.
Yes, and she looks normal to him, and he can communicate with her. She can communicate with him.
Mhm.
Do you want to know what the perspective of the friends are when they discover this girl?
What?
She's the Lovecraftian creature.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
She was she just like some demon creature just walking in human world just casually like, hey.
I wouldn't say casually because if you look up like the trailers for this visual novel, it will literally end with like this one like PNG of like one of the friends walking home from work and then
Mhm.
they stop in front of an alley and there's just like this disgusting squirming noise rapidly approaching this PNG of the work friend and then you hear
Mhm.
a neck snap. So
Dang.
so
Why am I'm just imagining Satan's daughter from Smiling Friends.
I mean that's a one way perspective to look at it. Yes. Uh
Just like, were you just trying to kill me in my sleep? Oh my god. Wait, you weren't gonna kill our boss? Yeah, but you didn't have to be mean about it.
what's hilarious is that because he is hanging around unknowingly he's unknowingly
Mhm.
hanging out with a Lovecraftian creature, his friends constantly try to save him from this creature. When
Mhm.
in reverse, he thinks the monsters in the world are trying to get the one thing he can communicate and hold on to, more or
Wow,
less.
that crazy.
To the point where like he does go insane. To the point where he starts like he even uses like a fire, like a emergency like fire axe and starts killing his friends one by one, unknowingly, by
Oh
the
shit.
way. Yeah, it shit hits the fan, and it gets icky in so many ways, especially depending on which ending you end up getting in the long run.
Does he get cured?
I don't remember. I want to say one of the ending.
Damn.
I hope, because I know one of the ending. I think the default ending is with him dying in the arms of this Lovecraftian creature. The
Hmm.
another ending is him and the Lovecraftian creature die,
Hmm.
but it's implied that he kind of banged a squid. He got the squidusi.
Oh
So
no.
when the Lovecraftian creature dies, it expels spores of her eggs of their children. And
Uh-huh.
I can't remember what the other ending was. I think there was like three endings, I think. But yeah, that's Song of Saya, people.
Damn.
Uh but that's an example. And I over
Imagine if I Imagine if I didn't ask if this was a game. I just continue to think this was real life and like this actually happened.
Yeah, this would have been very fucking. This would have been like a stream of like the whole of the route. But anyways,
It's like this actually happened this month. What the fuck?
so the aphasia in Song of Saya is an example of an exaggerated form. Like even the description is even of the game says this is an exaggerated form of aphasia.
Hmm.
And so when Shiki comes through, she's seeing all this crazy shit. She's seeing people's hands disassemble grotesquely. She sees flowers lose their life and wilt
Hmm.
instantaneously after just touching them. And so because of this, people, the doctors and nurses say that she has aphasia. And even
Hmm.
even Toka was talking about it as like, hey, that's not aphasia. You just can see the lines of death, and like I can
Hmm.
teach you it. She mentions this offhand, and you probably missed this, but she even says
Hmm.
even if you did blind yourself, you could still see the lines of death because they're always going to be there
Hmm.
now that you've seen them. You can't unsee them.
Hmm.
And back when I was in the debate community, utilizing Shiki and her eye ability,
Hmm.
like I said, her eye ability is so broken because people will just argue, "Oh, you can't see me because I'll just blind you." Like, bitch, bet. Because like you
No,
can't you
she like Daredevil.
no, not like, well, I guess she could if she blinded herself.
Not necessarily like echolocation, but she can just still like sense like death lines,
It's
regardless of actually seeing them.
so it's funny you mention that because you remember when the doctors were telling her that her health was normal enough that she could re-release the next day while her
Hmm.
eyes were still bandaged. She could still
Hmm.
see the lines of death through those bandaged eyes.
Damn.
So technically speaking, she could. That's so it's real.
She has X-ray vision.
Mm, 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 not necessarily. It's just like the lines of death are just like always there, and
Hmm.
I kind of I don't want to say this because this sounds fucked up, but I kind of wish she did blind herself because
Hmm.
I could kind of want to see what it would look like if she what the world would look like with her mystic eyes once she did. But
Hmm.
anyways, so and how people with mystic eyes of death perception, when they're exposed to death constantly in Tsukihime, it's mentioned with that Shiki that he's not doing well mentally, constantly
Hmm.
seeing death all the time. And
Hmm.
so he had to have those special glasses made for him, which are slowly wearing off, by the way. He needs to get a new
Hmm.
prescription. uh
Hmm.
and then Shiki does not have that
Which character?
oh shit, I forgot there's like two fucking Shikis. The one from Tsukihime, the one with the glasses I told you about.
Okay, that's a different show.
It's oh, I wish it was a show, but
Oh, okay. He's just a character from something else who
it's
happens to be called Shiki.
so in Tsukihime, it's kind of has a similar premise to Garden of Sinners,
Hmm.
except think of the reverse of Bella and Edward, basically, where you have a human.
Bella and Edward, like Twilight.
Yes,
Okay.
it's where like you have a human high school teenager who ends up with a badass thousand something, hundred thousand something year old vampire wife, basically.
Okay.
That's like the lamest and the shortest description I can say about Tsukihime without spoiling the plot. But
Okay.
like a lot of
And it's like a web series or like a comic or something.
it was originally a visual novel, but
Okay.
it got a manga adaptation. And so
Okay.
and the manga is like only 75 chapters long. Like that sounds like a lot, but like it's not a lot, trust
Mhm.
me.
Okay.
So if you ever want to read Tsukihime for yourself, I highly encourage it. Like it's
Mhm.
very well written, it's very entertaining. It's got interesting like power sets. Like if you're like into like superhero shit and you like the
Mhm.
like how unique certain characters' powers are, you
Mhm.
probably would like Garden of Sinners then. Or not
Mhm.
Garden of Sinners and Tsukihime, and basically a lot of things from Kinoko Nasu.
Okay.
I kind of really want to watch Kanan with you as well because that has also another interesting
Mhm.
set of eye powers as well. Forgot what.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, Kanan is an anime from Type Moon. I think Ufotable also did the animation for this
Mhm.
as well because whenever Ufotable and Type Moon get together, the animation is just beautiful.
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was UFO table this whole time.
That's actually the joke name that Giga came up with
Okay.
for Ufotable when he was talking about so Giga did his own like semi review of the Fate series and how it's
Mhm.
a very intriguing series to get into, but very confusing as well because of how many
Mhm.
like spin-offs, alternate realities and timelines
Mhm.
exist and are still
Mhm.
canon to one another, but technically not. Like I said, it gets confusing, and he makes hell of a lot of fun about it.
Mhm.
And he brings up how Fate Stay Night, A Limited Blade Works, was animated by Ufotable, or how he's like, or how I like to call it, UFO table. You know,
Mhm.
and then he has a PNG of a table getting abducted by a UFO. It's funny.
Oh
Anyways,
no.
yeah, but yeah, it's called Ufotable, and
Mhm.
whenever Type Moon, the creators of any of Kinoku Nasu's works, basically,
Mhm.
and Ufotable get together, they're gonna have a hell of a fun time animating whatever, because like Ufotable is like
Mhm.
gorgeous when it comes to their animation. They will literally take a dog shit written series like I I love Demon Slayer,
Mhm.
but up to a certain point they lose the plot completely, and
Mhm.
it kind of shows because they're in the final arc right now for
Mhm.
Demon Slayer, but it's the final arc is so bad and drags on for so unnecessarily long that
Mhm.
Ufotable is literally just making it into like an animated movie to finish off the series,
Okay.
and not like its own season, which is a smart
Mhm.
idea because there's no fucking way you're gonna elongate the final fight
Mhm.
into like 5 episodes long. No one's gonna watch that.
Yeah, this ain't Dragon Ball.
I hated it when I was reading the manga for this. I hated it. Like, just fucking die already, please. You're gonna die anyway, so why are you fucking struggling?
It sounds like a chicken fight like from Family Guy, how those just go on forever.
That's entertaining. This is obnoxious, what I'm referring to.
Mhm.
So, like, you wanna know how obnoxious and how long and how plot induced stupid it is?
Now.
So, so the final arc, if I remember correctly, is like 30 chapters long, right?
Mhm.
And by the 5th chapter of the final arc, the main bad
Mhm.
guy gets poisoned, and it's a specially crafted poison just for him that both
Mhm.
weakens his regeneration, slows him down significantly,
Mhm.
rapidly ages him, So like within the it goes on. It goes on and on and
But
on.
wait, there's more.
It really does. And it was more stupid. Like, oh, since he's the final bad guy, this is like a Tuesday for him being drugged like this, and like he's still like killing all these demon slayers willy nilly with like not even breaking a sweat. And then he gets and then he gets and. And by the time he gets to like the last final like 20 chapters later, when he gets like the people who actually are like worth giving a damn in a demon fight get to him, he beats the shit out of all of them. He has this weird anti-organism venom that if you're infected with it, you're gonna fucking die. So so many fucking characters die, dude. And
oh my god, it's just like that. It's like that clip of like the guy slapping everyone at a birthday party.
Yes.
Like, hey, you can't slap him. Hey, don't slap my wife. Hey, don't slap my grandma.
Yes, that is a perfect fucking example right there. And then so what they try doing, because they can't kill him or beat him physically in a fight, so what they do is they try chaining him up and grappling with them. And demons and Demon Slayer are weak to sunlight. They're kind of like vampires. They die in sunlight. So what they try doing is that he tries, it's about sunrise by the time they try to prolong the fight. And so once he starts seeing the sunrise, he tries to like bury himself back in his underground fortress, and then like all the characters worth a shit in the fire are like, no you don't, and they try chaining him up, dragging him out, and then and then when they finally think they finally have him, he infects himself in the main character, and then his genetics finally evolve to where he can finally stay out in sunlight. And then all the characters that literally got the shit beat out of them now have to deal with the main character now infected with the main bad guy. And then it's like, just fucking end, dude. Just fucking end. And it's like, hey, get the cure that was used to cure the one person of their like demon vampire genetics. Maybe that will help. No, that doesn't fucking help at all. He just like developed the genetics to like survive that, and then oh my god, I get so pissed off at the ending. You want to know how the main character survives and becomes normal again? The power of friendship.
Let's go.
I fucking hated it so much.
With the elements of harmony combined, we defeat you with the power of friendship. Rainbow Beam.
It literally has a mental battle between the main character and main bad guy over who gets ownership of the body of his body. And then like you have like all of, like his friends cheering him on in the distance and his memories and everything. And then so it's like I like how it's displayed, where it literally looks like the main bad guy is being dragged to his own hell, where by all the people he's wronged throughout the series, and the main good guy is being dragged up to what looks like heaven by all of his friends and companions that he's made throughout the series. I like that. That's very well drawn. Very like it tells you the story of how good the good guy is and how bad the bad guy is. But still the power of friendship.
Can't be beat. You can make a difference. We don't have to fight. We can make it better.
And honestly, throughout the entirety of Ufotable animating Demon Slayer, that was the one arc I was concerned about them trying to adapt, because they have so much to have to improve in order to make
Yeah,
it
making it a
digestible.
movie's a good call. Like you
Yes,
said,
it is.
the movie could just be one long fight scene. It's fine.
It pretty much will be like a good. I will bet you $100 that a good 30 minutes
Hmm.
towards the end will be a good chunk of the fight scene
Hmm.
because it literally starts off with the main bad guy like, in the fifth chapter of the final arc getting infected with that drug,
Hmm.
and then he's somehow severely weakened, but still kicking everyone's ass left and right. And
Hmm.
then he just like, just fucking die, anime Michael Jackson.
He's like the expert whose power is he can't die, who died in first class.
Basically, like I won't say he adapts like him, but he's
Hmm.
just like so hard to kill that
Hmm.
he's so hard to kill that this other badass swordsman, like from 100 years ago or something like that, had to develop a special set of sword style just to slay the main bad guy. The
Hmm.
issue of that is that the main bad guy survived barely and
Hmm.
ran away to live another day, basically.
Hmm.
Um, and
Until we meet again, He-Man.
basically, and the fact that
See rocket blasting off again.
the main character was so close of duplicating that same sword style to finally kill the main bad guy, which should have been how the main bad guy got defeated in the first place.
Hmm.
But his sword fucking got snapped. The main bad guy broke his fucking sword.
Well, shit.
Oh, god
Maybe it's a
damn.
battlefield. Is there like other short swords lying around?
Yes, and he doesn't pick them up.
Damn.
Ah,
Shit on that.
something. Anyways, basically, hope Ufotable does well on that movie. Good luck to
Hmm.
them.
They're basically doing the opposite of the Hobbit movies, where instead of stretching it out, they're shortening it.
Yes.
The Hobbits did not need to be 3 movies. It was fucking bullshit.
Yep. Anyways, tangent done. So we get into the Mystic Guy's Death Perception. That's the whole premise, more or less, for Chapter 4, is to explain what Shiki's eye ability is, because in the previous chapter with Fujino, we got more or less a decent explanation with Fujino's abilities, where her eye ability is that with anything within her field of range, or field of view, more or less, she can twist and bend to her whim, basically. And then Shiki's is basically seeing the lines of death, or how Toka explains it in a more simpler terms, weak points in everything, and just simply kills it by interacting with these weak points.
Could she bring things to life?
No, and that's actually a funny thing, because in Tsukihime, that Shiki, you know how I said Shiki ends up with a hot vampire wife? So how Tsukihime starts is that he has a sudden murderous urge, lashes out at this vampire chick that he didn't know he was a vampire at the time, and kills her. And she is, because of how the Mystic Eyes of Death Perception work, she's basically in pieces now. And I mean, like, you can put her in, like, Tupperware pieces.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's violent. But she later comes back because she has the ability of resurrecting herself.
Cool. I mean, I guess the problem sorted itself out.
But she's actually severely nerfed throughout the season, the series, because of that. She's actually
She missed the chunk.
she's a very powerful vampire waifu, but because of being nerfed after resurrecting herself like that, she is weakened, and so it's like kind of like a good cop or like a buddy cop situation where her and that Shiki have to like team up with these paranormal situations. But that's actually a workaround to the Mystic Eyes of Death Perception, is that it kills anything, but if you were to like revive it, whatever is killed, that basically is a workaround, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I were to shotgun you in the head and revive you, that would be like, or restore you, more or less. That would be
Mm-hmm.
more or less a workaround to the Mystic Eyes of Death perception. It kills you,
Mm-hmm.
you're dead. Doesn't stop you from coming back to life if, like, somebody has a spell.
If a different power did it. Different power came in.
Basically, yeah. Or if it, like, a
Mm-hmm.
different intervention, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's basically the answer to your question. No, it cannot revive people, but if you are able to get revived in some mystical persuasion whatsoever, you can survive it, more or less.
Basically, like, they're separate superpowers. Shiki has the power to kill things, but if someone has the power to resurrect, that yeah, you can be resurrected, but Shiki just does not have resurrection powers.
Yes, basically, yes.
It's not her in her superpower set.
Basically, what Shiki is just a very skilled assassin, more or less, and she just got, like, probably, like, the best assassin ability ever.
Wait, question. Shiki can also kill ghosts. If she kills someone, then kills their ghost, then a resurrector couldn't resurrect them because there's nothing to resurrect.
You're right on the money, because that's there's, like, no necessary limit of what can be killed by Shiki or or people with this eye ability. That's the broken part about the Mystic Eyes of Death perception. Like, if it can be argued that it is alive in some form or another, it can be killed. Like, for example, when and then later on in the chapter, we get introduced to spirits possessing dead bodies. And then it's like, oh well, it's a zombie, but it's the living dead. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and then that's an excuse for it to be killed because it's not alive, but it's a zombie. And then all those spirits from that zombie go in to try to possess Shiki at the same time at the end, and then she just ends up stabbing herself, killing all those spirits that were in her body. And I got a bot.
Oh no. Twitch must look high because I don't see him in chat. I hate how Twitch can flag someone as being potentially a bot, but won't ban them themselves.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, you clearly can tell it's a bot. Just ban it, Twitch. You don't need to, like, flag them. You can just ban it. I trust you.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Maybe not. Yeah, but you know what I just don't get it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyways, let's see, we explained what happened. It's 2 years after the events of Chapter 2. We talked about Aphasia, we talked about Song of Saya, talked about Ufotable and how their handiwork. Oh, that's another thing, too, about Garden of Sinners, is that, they're actually animated by Ufotable as well. So, like, yeah, that's why I like a lot of their animation is so fucking good for Garden of Sinners.
They also animate Demon Slayer?
Yes, they animate
Interesting.
Demon Slayer, yes. Which is also a very good animation as well, because of, like, a lot of the cool stuff that that series does with their fighting styles and whatnot, how it differentiates and whatnot. It's very cool how Ufotable, like, depicts it on screen.
Yeah, I've never seen Demon Slayer, but, like, I've seen, like, clips in the animation. The art style animations are really pretty.
And then and so the series so chapter 4 also goes on layer to talk about how Mikia basically, after, from his perspective of how he talks about it in chapter 3, he dropped out of school, probably for Shiki in some regard, and he meets Toka. Toka is the boss lady of their little paranormal investigation group, and she has a serious side and a not serious side too. So like
Mhm.
everyone has like a split personality. Is that the theme of Garden of Sinners? I'm just trying to think of that myself. Is that the theme?
Mhm.
Is that what everyone does?
Possibly.
Because like everyone,
Possibly.
because like everyone who's from how Toka says it, not
Mhm.
normal. They have their professional side and then they have like their other side, basically.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I don't think Toka necessarily has like alternate personalities, but I think she's just like just in general. How there's like different base. I guess like a good way to put it is like how you have your normal voice and then you have like your voice you sound like when you're on the phone kind of thing.
See, it's funny you mention that because, like, when Miki was saying, "Hey, you sound a lot different than you do on the phone," and then she takes
Hmm.
off her glasses and acts her like serious self.
Hmm.
You mean like this? And he was like, "Holy shit, you're right."
I mean, like it's like when you go to work, you sound like a monotone, like I don't really care about anything, and then you go home and you're like, "Yo, My Little Pony in video games is so cool." Woo.
She
You know
knows.
what I mean?
Yeah, so she noticeably does that
Hmm.
whenever she has her glasses on or off. Choo choo.
Funny enough, I have an ad on your stream for a movie called Sinners.
That movie does look good. I kind of want to go see
Mhm.
that later.
First time I've ever seen it. Maybe I'll watch the trailer afterwards. I don't know. I haven't heard about that movie.
Get down.
The train.
God damn. It's like almost 1 in the morning. It's like, go. Oh, it actually is 1 in the morning. Anyways,
Haagen Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs. No Haagen-Dazs this chapter, surprisingly. Um, so basically, Shiki is giving up.
Shiki has to earn her Haagen Dazs.
Basically, well, she's given up on the will to live because her other self that does the killing for her is gone.
Gonzo.
Gonzo went to the afterlife, I guess, possibly, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Um, and
They
now,
did not survive the crash.
no, they did not. And so basically, they have to try and reevaluate their stance in life and how to go forward, especially with a very mind-altering, mind-numbing new sense of perception she has. Haha.
Hmm.
And on top of that, she has ghosts. Quite
Hmm.
literally, ghosts haunting the hospital, wanting to fill that
Hmm.
role that she is missing so much, more or less trying to possess her body,
Hmm.
even going as far as to even possess a fucking dead body to try and
Hmm.
possess her, which is
Hmm.
interesting. It makes me wonder why Shiki's so special if ghosts are going
Hmm.
that far to possess a dead body.
Hmm.
Um,
Perhaps whoever the ghosts are working for uh, considers Shiki a threat and just like, let's take her out so we can like do apocalypse stuff or something. I don't know.
that is a possibility, and that's possible, and that's or we're probably
Hmm.
gonna slowly segue towards the end credit scene,
Hmm.
because Shiki has a new sense of life.
Hmm.
She is slowly coming to terms with gaining her memories again from her amnesia,
Hmm.
to the point where she remembers Mikia's name. That's about it.
Hmm.
And how basically this is how the band gets together. This is basically the
Hmm.
episode where this whole paranormal team of theirs gets together. How
Hmm.
Mikia just was looking for a job. He got a job from Toka, and then Toka more
Hmm.
or less contracted Shiki to be her like extended
Hmm.
arm or right hand man, basically.
Hmm. Oh, looking at Crunchyroll, looks like most of them might be in order now, like going by year.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is they are not a normal anime. They are animated movies. They are
Yes.
fragmented throughout the
Hmm.
years. I think
Mhm.
originally they were just original video animations, i.e., no, they have theatrical releases, so they're not OVAs.
Mhm.
Point retracted. But yeah. So I still need to check the other episodes as well, but like, we're
Mhm.
gonna segue a little bit, uh, because like after like 5 minutes of credits, there is an end credit scene. And in that end credit scene, we have possibly found out who the big bad of the series is. Who is
Thanos.
um possibly, I think. Well, it's funny you mention that because in Fate Grand Order there is a Infinity Gauntlet joke in one of the characters'
Oh
bios.
God.
Yeah, I have to find that and like send that to you because you're gonna like laugh at it, especially when you see like the picture of the character holding a
Mhm.
fucking lightsaber.
Mhm. Unrelated. This reminds me of like I remember seeing a clip of like the Billy and Mandy movie and how like the whole movie is basically about to get the Infinity Gauntlet and it ends with Fred Fredberger getting it and they're just in their floating chair like literally just Fred Fredberger as Thanos. Fred Fredberger, yes. I like frozen yogurt. Yes, I like frozen yogurt. Yes.
F R
What do we get? Hammer
E
thingies? I
D.
want hammer thingies. Can I go poo poo? Poo poo stinky?
I love him. Um,
Did you know that the creator of Foster's Home and technically the creator of Chowder, but they also created the character Fred Fredberger for Billy and Mandy. They didn't create Billy and Mandy, but they both were talking to each other like we should make a spin-off show where Cheese and Fred Fredberger like team up and call it Cheeseburger. And they said it would have been the most insane show ever because they're both like morons.
yeah, I would actually love to see that. Not gonna lie. So anyways, segue. There's an end credit scene at the end of chapter 4, where there is we're fast forwarding a little bit because this is still within 1998 timeline,
Mm-hmm.
more or less. Where I'm going to assume, based on what chapter 3 said about Fujino, uh,
Mm-hmm.
getting hit in the back with a bat, and she seemed to finally start feeling pain again.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this is like 6 months prior to
Mm-hmm.
the start of chapter 1.
So
And
chapter 1 takes place in September 1998. Chapter 3 takes place in July.
yeah, so that's actually a good possibility that this is the end credit scene takes
Mm-hmm.
place 6 months before then, chapter 1.
Okay.
Um, that because we start getting introduced to the possible big bad of the series,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets mentioned, I think, once specifically when we get to encounter the ghost girl, and when she gets interrogated by Toka
Mm-hmm.
about who gave her powers, why is she doing this, so on and so forth, and all she says, like, it's just a man came here and gave me these powers, and here I is doing my ghost shit. And that's basically
Mm-hmm.
how that went. And we
Mm-hmm.
never got a specific name, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't know what he looks like, but he is dressed as a priest and he is a magus. There's an interesting thing about that in the world of Kinoku Nasu's works, is that priests are often anti-magic, more or less, and they're
Mm-hmm.
more or less like the monster hunters of his franchises, because
Mm-hmm.
in Tsukihime there's another love interest for the main character Shiki, and
Mm-hmm.
she is a priestess as well, and she comes from the same
Mm-hmm.
cathedral church organization. It's called organization, as another
Mhm.
character from Fate Stay Night, who is
Mhm.
also a priest. And basically they just hunt down and exorcise ghosts, spirits,
Mhm.
vampires, zombies,
Mhm.
shit. Like I said, they're monster hunters basically.
Mhm.
And I don't remember, and I think we're gonna find out more by like the next episode. But I think
Mhm.
that this supposed priest, who is a magus as well, is going to be from that same organization.
Mhm.
But as far as we know, he's semi the reason a lot of the events have unfolded, from giving the ghost
Mhm.
girl her powers to giving Fujino her, or at least helping Fujino with her inability to feel pain. Pretty much
Mhm.
giving her SIPA, more or less.
Mhm.
And that's more or less Garden Center Chapter 4. Shiki gets hit
Mhm.
by a car. She's in a coma for 2 years. She wants to unalive herself in Minecraft. Toka gives her a more reason to live.
Mhm.
She learns to accept her mystic eyes and depth perception. We get more insight of what the hell her eyes are or even do.
Mhm.
And we get a hint at possibly the big bad of the series, basically.
Mhm.
That's basically the rundown of
Mhm.
chapter 4.
Yeah, like chapter 2 is basically like the introduction to like the two main characters, while chapter 4 is basically the origin of how she got her powers.
Yeah, more or less how the she got her powers and how the gang got
Mhm.
together and how the characters know one another
Mhm.
and what their like relation are to one another. Basically,
Mhm.
co-workers, more or less,
Mhm.
with the exception of Mikia and Shiki possibly still being a thing post
Mhm.
coma.
Well, actually, I don't think they would be a thing because she can't remember him, and like Toka's just like, well, she probably will never get her memory back fully, but just basically treat her like you would normally, and like just basically create a new connection with her. Like,
Basically, yeah, you gotta rizz her up again,
mm,
bro.
yeah, just be friendly with her again. Like, yeah, we used to know each other. I'm gonna be friendly with you. Like, we still know each other, and eventually she'll warm up to you, and like it'll be like kind of like nothing changed, but she just still doesn't remember.
See, yeah, that's basically
Hmm.
everyone's relationships right now.
Hmm.
Um, what did you think of chapter 4 yourself, Dakota?
I thought it was pretty good. Uh, Not much happened in it this one. Like it was like the last episode was a lot more stuff going on, but it was still pretty good. It was mostly just kind of like setting up Shiki's powers,
Mm-hmm.
and then just randomly just goes trying to get her. I don't know if it was really explained.
I don't think it
I'm assuming
was either.
maybe it'll be explained later, or it could just be random, like they just sense power and they just want to possess her.
Possibly.
Hmm.
How was the animation for you? How did you enjoy the animation?
It was pretty good. Again, it was very very slow episode, so most of the animation was just kind of just Shiki in bed.
I feel that.
We basically got watched Shiki like kind of rest in bed for like 2 years, and
Ah,
then fought like a zombie man.
zombie. If I remember correctly, we're probably going to get more zombie people in future episodes, so there could be a
Hmm.
chance. Because in you know what? Shit, I think we did actually get the reveal of the main bad guy's name. It was like uh Oriya or something like that. And
Hmm.
in earlier in the middle of the episode, we actually get a hint that Oriya also was a employee at this hospital Shiki was staying at. So
Interesting.
I don't think that was a coincidence either, especially since we do get I know for a fact we're gonna get more zombies later on, and the fact that a
Hmm.
zombie came here specifically for Shiki can't be a coincidence.
Hmm.
So we're
Oh yeah,
probably
honestly, a hospital for like a series that talks about like ghosts and stuff is like a perfect spot for a villain because one, like he can have zombie bodies he could just possess, no one will even know,
Mm-hmm.
and two, like there's a ton of dead people
Yeah.
dying, just fresh dead people in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he's just like a priest who works at the hospital or something. I don't know.
How'd you enjoy the soundtrack?
Pretty good. I get like most episodes, it's kind of like the main theme and then a lot of quiet moments. But it was pretty good, the soundtrack.
It's good. Um, how many antlers out of 10 would you give this episode?
Huh. I'm gonna say 7 because it wasn't a bad episode, but compared to other episodes, not much really happened. So it was all right, but like nothing really happened. But it wasn't really bad. It wasn't bad.
That's fair.
So like, let me look at the episode. So I think I said like 1 was a 7, 2 and 3 were like 8, and this is probably also a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like the less that happens in episode, I'd probably just give a 7.
I think about. I think for me, I think I'd have to give this maybe a 6.5 because, like you said,
Hmm.
not a lot happened per se, but like
Hmm.
the animation, the sound quality, the acting, and
Hmm.
oh, the one action scene was still
Hmm.
very well done, very well
Hmm.
choreographed, very well coordinated, and very well done. I was pleased with the episode.
Hmm.
I liked how they actually even went back to touch up
Hmm.
uh where chapter 2 left off. I actually did appreciate
Hmm.
that because that did give some clarity,
Hmm.
because it was more or less like we just get like offhand comments within other chapters about, oh, she was in a coma, she's
Hmm.
got amnesia,
Hmm.
and then that's really it. We only get like offhand comments, and then we actually get to see how she's handling through all of
Hmm.
this in chapter 4.
Hmm.
Ouch. Um so yeah. But yeah, it was like you said, it was a slow episode. Probably could have done
Hmm.
a little bit more. It's
Hmm.
more set up
Yeah.
to future episodes. I know that for sure.
Hmm. They probably could have had like the fight scene probably a little longer because there's a lot of just not even just Shiki in the hospital, just a lot of establishing shots, just like a scenic stuff, like showing people walking around the hospital. Probably could have been like filled up with maybe like half of the episode Shiki recovering and the other half fighting the zombie.
Right.
I don't know.
Do what kind of expectations do you have for the next episode? Because like I never
Hmm.
realized that they actually had these previews for the next episodes, and
Hmm.
I kind of spoiled myself a little bit, so I'm not sure if I should give this
Hmm.
opinion or not now. 'Cause I'm probably gonna actually
Hmm.
end up jumping ahead of time and after the stream watching chapter
Hmm.
5 to see
Hmm.
what gets unfolded. But
Hmm.
what is your expectations for chapter 5?
Probably more. I feel like probably more is gonna happen. I'm looking at like the thumbnail for right now. It looks like a guy with a bunch of blood. So I'm assuming it's gonna be a lot more action in the next episode. Maybe like shit's gonna go down. Maybe they're gonna like introduce more of like what's going on with the bad guy. Maybe
Yeah, because
maybe
it's
not necessarily show the bad guy, but maybe the villain of the episode maybe might bring him up, and then she could be like, "Huh, that guy's name. I'll remember him later."
because then the next chapter is called Paradox Paradigm, I think.
Hmm.
And when I watched the preview for
Hmm.
that episode, I was confused
Hmm.
because I think the next paranormal investigation they all have is going to be them
Hmm.
entering a huge ass spiral looking building. And I
Hmm.
think the spiral looking building is either haunted or it's enchanted in some way because I think it's supposed to be very paradoxical. Like it's like, oh, what's that fucking painting where it's like the stairs are like endless and whatnot? Well, I forgot. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know, no. The one that gets like referenced and everything with the infinite stairs.
Yes, yes. I think that's going to
Mm-hmm.
be a possible theme for next
Mm-hmm.
episode. However, I hate how I even watched this preview without realizing it, but
Mm-hmm.
um someone's going to die next episode.
Oh shit, main character?
I won't say who.
Okay, but main character.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Okay. Man. Can't believe Shiki's fucking dead. Joking, I don't know if it's Shiki.
Again. uh okay, and then what else? What else? I think that's all. I think that's all for this.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you everybody for hopping by today. Thank you, Fan, for stopping by. Thank you. I think Bane was in chat earlier, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Bane,
Yeah,
for
they
hopping
stopped
by.
by, said hi.
Hi. Thank y'all for hopping by. Thank y'all for listening, letting us yap and ramble.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow I'll be playing the Stick of Truth.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna be like playing it like a little bit earlier, probably like 8 p.m., 10 p.m. possibly, and then playing
Mm-hmm.
to whenever I feel like is a good stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, Ruby Tuesdays. We're gonna be watching Volume 2. And I think we're gonna have to do that a little bit early as well compared to last
Mm-hmm.
time because my roommate has to go to work at 7 p.m. and then he gets off of work at 1 a.m. So we're gonna have to try crunching a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from
Well,
that,
we gonna have to stream it earlier or
yeah,
later.
I think we might have to stream it a little bit earlier,
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit. But I think
Mm-hmm.
we should be fine, hopefully.
All right.
And then so we have to watch. So I mentioned this before in our group chat that we're probably gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
watch like the special features first, like the behind the scenes, and
Mm-hmm.
allow the other stuff too, because like there's bonus extras where the narrator from the start of volume 1
Mm-hmm.
uh is narrating these special short animations that help establish the rules and lore of the world of Ruby, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it helps establish a world build future volumes going forward,
Mm-hmm.
especially with volume 3. And then a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of volume 4 because that's where we get a lot more exploring to do of the world. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
then after that, I don't think we're doing anything Wednesday, are we? I don't think we are.
I mean, no one has said anything, but I don't mind if we
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I think I might be just streaming Sticker Truth again, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm working Friday, so actually I think Wednesday I'll probably have to be
Mm-hmm.
finishing Borderlands with Phoenix because
Okay.
we're so fucking close to finishing it. We're literally at the final mission of the game, but
That's cool.
we kept on experiencing crashes
Hmm.
going into the last mission too. It was bullshit. We're gonna have to
Kind of related. I saw like a video of people reacting to the Nintendo Direct, and they were like reacting to the Deltarune trailer, and it's followed by like the Borderlands 4 trailer, and they're just kind of like, I don't give a fuck about that. I want to talk about Deltarune. Like everyone's like I don't care about Borderlands right now. Deltarune trailer. That just shows how excited people are for Deltarune. That they're like, all right, that's cool. Borderlands 4 right after it, but I don't care right now.
That's understandable. But I don't think everyone's gonna be holding that same opinion when and like Deltarune's gonna be sold for like so much fucking money.
I think it's gonna be like 25.
Oh, better fucking be.
Hmm.
Especially when they announced that, like, oh, physical copies get $90. If you want digital, you get
Hmm.
$80. Oh, and it's never gonna go on sale, so we're never gonna lower the
Well,
prices.
To be fair, I don't even think Deltarune's gonna get a physical copy. I think it's just gonna be a purely digital game. Maybe we'll get a physical later. Maybe we'll get a physical when all the chapters are released, because like it's not like they're only releasing 2 chapters in June, and then like there's gonna be 3 more probably in a year or two.
Oh, that's good at least.
Mm-hmm.
And think then we're gonna be pretty much doing the exact same thing with reviewing chapter 5 next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really fucking excited for Ruby Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am so excited, yeah, because I actually today at work just finished reading the uh
Mm-hmm.
data book for Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit outdated, and when I got to the end, it was kind of like very kicking the nuts, more or less for
Mm-hmm.
me, because it's they talk about how proud they are for themselves with their marketing and merchandising and everything, and then like Rooster Teeth went under a couple years
Mm-hmm.
later, so I was like, this did not age well. It
Now
it
I'm just thinking of the like that Toy Story 2 base. Like, what happened? What's the next episode? There is no next episode. What? It was canceled after that.
basically basically the sad thing too is at the end of the data book, the author's like, not the author, but the
Hmm.
quotes and thankfulness of
Hmm.
one of the creators, Carrie Shawcross,
Hmm. Hmm.
was like, we're hoping for another data book after this.
Hmm.
5 years later, it never came out.
Hmm.
Which
I
is,
wonder if like if the rights are still floating around on who owns Ruby. I wonder if Glitch would ever be interested in buying it.
oh, I would love that. The only
Hmm.
thing I would have problem with that is
Hmm.
the unexpected timeline of when expecting a new episode, because when Rooster Teeth was doing their stuff, even back when Monty was alive, back in
Hmm.
2013, they were like on the ball trying to get like episode out a month, I think it was,
Okay.
which is
Yeah. Glitch would probably do an episode every couple months.
if even that.
Yeah.
And that's the and because they would always try to be like periodic with their release schedule, like, okay, we got the first season in 1 year, we got the next season then next year, because like it was like volume
Hmm.
1 was 2023, volume 2 was 2014, uh
Hmm.
volume 3 was 2015. Then in the process of that, Monty died, unfortunately, but they kept on.
Hmm.
I think they skipped a year to
Hmm.
refocus their planning
Hmm.
to and because they were also switching to a new animation engine as well.
Hmm.
Uh, when did Ruby Volume 4 come out? Survey says once it finishes loading, October 22nd, 2016. So yeah, they took an
Hmm.
entire year off to basically reestablish themselves. Oh, thank you for that, Matt. uh, but yeah, other than that, they've been mostly consistent with trying to get Ruby out per year. I don't
Hmm.
want to say that's one for one accurate.
Hmm.
Let me see, Volume 5, because I think they even did another. Oh, that can't be right. That. Oh, thank God. I almost had a heart attack there for some reason. Um, yeah, Volume 5, 2017. Volume 6, I think, was 2018.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it was October 27th, 2018. So they were very consistent with a lot of their
Hmm.
releases for the next season. Uh, Volume 7, that was that. Ooh, I got. Oh, I hope that. Hopefully, that's the DVD release, not the 2019. And then volume 8, I think volume 8 and 9 were the outliers where they literally came out
Mm-hmm.
because it was 2020 or 2019, COVID hit, and
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, just when COVID hit, they managed to start releasing volume 8,
Mm-hmm.
and I think volume 9 was where you're just messing with all my redeems right now.
Oh, that one didn't go. That one didn't. Oh no, wait, I'm muted. Damn.
But yeah, so volume 8 was 2020. Holy shit. Volume 9, the last volume in Ruby, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
was 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So it took them 3 years to be able to work on and release their last Ruby season,
Mm-hmm.
which is unfortunate. But around this time, they released a bunch of novels, manga,
Mm-hmm.
and then that one spin-off anime for Ruby that's like
Mm-hmm.
kind of a retelling of the first season called Ruby Ice Queendom.
Mm-hmm.
When did that release?
Were they also like working on that Justice League movie?
Don't remind me. Yes, they also did the animated crossover movies with the Justice League, which didn't make
Mm-hmm.
any sense, not even in the original comics either, because you had the Teen Titans right fucking there. Why did you
Mm-hmm.
go with a grown up adults from the Justice League and shit? But
Mm-hmm.
they in the comics they kind of made it where like what if the Justice League existed in the world of Ruby basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so they that kind of made sense, but then they changed it into like an isekai for the
Mm-hmm.
movies, which it was like didn't make it that made even less sense.
I mean, the DC's always talking about like the multiverse.
I mean, I guess, but this wasn't even the case. I think it literally starts off with Superman waking up in the woods.
Oh dang,
Yeah, it was that bad.
he got Fortnited.
Basically. Good. Knock it off.
Yo, if they ever bring back Ruby and Fortnite, that might be neat.
You know, I would honestly pay so much money for that. You have no idea. I would pay so
Mhm.
much money for that. I would even buy you the skins. I would even buy Culver the skins. I would buy that for everyone if they did that. They most likely won't, or at least for not for a good while. And literally the day after we did our Ruby Tuesdays, Carrie
Mhm.
Shawcross even announced that Ruby was finally going to be on digital
Mhm.
platforms again to be able to be watched
Mhm.
again. Like I
Yeah,
said,
I saw.
I was so excited. Like that cannot be a fucking coincidence. That is so awesome and hilarious at the same time. The only
Mhm.
thing I have a problem with Carrie's announcement for that
Mhm.
is the fact that he says paid to see. So I'm
Yeah, it's just gonna be like renting or buying them digitally, not actually like having them on like Amazon Prime or Netflix.
he says it like is going to be available on like a whole bunch of platforms, Crunchyroll, Amazon Prime, basically, and all of them. And I'm hoping
Mhm.
that because I have Amazon Prime, I get to watch them for free. I hope I don't have to pay for them.
Mhm.
But yeah.
I feel like Prime, they're just gonna have to buy the episodes. But if it's on, does Crunchyroll sell anime, or is it just like Netflix?
For my understanding, it's more like Netflix, I think.
All right, if it's on Crunchyroll, then those you could probably just like get like a month of Crunchyroll and watch it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm just like Amazon. It's probably just gonna be like pay for it. If you're lucky, it could be going on to Amazon's free streaming service, kind of like Tubi, because they have like a little sub area where they just have free stuff, like the first season of Invincible.
That's actually interesting.
Hmm. If we're lucky, that, but I'm assuming it's just gonna like. But then again, if they're gonna be like selling them, so like you have to buy each season, that's probably just so they could like fund more.
I I would hope that there would be a good cause for spending money
Hmm.
on a 12-year-old show of
Hmm.
seasons that you most likely have already watched.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't. I don't know. It's like a mixed bag for me right now because
Hmm.
when Rooster Teeth went under, they literally immediately sold the rights to Ruby to Viz Media because Viz Media
Hmm.
published a lot of the Ruby books
Hmm.
or and a lot of the other Ruby related content, like that data book that I have that I finished reading today.
Hmm.
That's printed by Viz Media and published
Hmm.
by them.
Hmm.
The Ruby manga are printed and published by Viz Media, and so on and so forth. And so right
Hmm.
now, up until literally a couple days ago, we had no news of what was
Hmm.
going to happen with Ruby going forward. The only thing that happened is like Rooster Teeth went under. They got bought. Ruby got bought up by Viz Media, and we got literally the creators and voice actors of Ruby saying, "Hey, we're probably gonna do something with Ruby through Viz Media, so stay tuned for that."
Hmm.
No new word about that has came out ever since then. So I'm hoping with the announcement of Carrie saying
Hmm.
that Ruby is going to be back on digital platforms to be watchable, quote unquote,
Hmm.
again, that they're hoping that um Rooster Teeth 2.0 rebuys or readopts Ruby again because
Hmm.
what was it? Not just very recently. I think it was last month or the month before that. Rooster Teeth was announced that it was revived by the one of the original founders, Bernie Burns.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, really hoping that with this second coming, that this is going to be the second coming of Rooster Teeth. And I mean Rooster
Hmm.
Teeth. Ah,
Hmm.
I'm attacked by a can.
Oh no.
Eh. Because like it was really sad because one of the last videos the original Rooster Teeth YouTube channel did
Hmm.
was basically have like the original founders just play Halo 1 together. Like on the
Hmm.
OG Xbox and everything, and then they just shoot the shit with each other and they were just goofing around. They were just being
Hmm.
bros, like how they originally started Rooster Teeth to begin with all those years ago. And people were just like
Hmm.
and people in the comments were like, this is very heartwarming, but like if they just kept the same mentality, they just kept the same freedom of liberty of freedom with how
Hmm.
to do their content again and just like focus on quality instead of quantity again, this
Hmm.
never would have happened. So I'm hoping that with Bernie Burns buying back Rooster Teeth, that this
Hmm.
hopefully is the second coming of Rooster Teeth,
Hmm.
and they just get back on track and just making good shit again.
Hmm.
That's just
Yeah.
what I hope, but you never know. And
Hmm.
right now they're probably in talks with Viz Media about rebuying Ruby again.
Hmm.
Oh no, and I'm just looking through Ruby merchandise right now on Amazon, and I'm seeing like a lot of the figures I have that I actually
Hmm.
bought so from like FYE years
Hmm.
ago. Yeah, they're like overpriced now. I think I remember buying my stuff like $20 a pop,
Hmm.
and then I see the Blake figurine right here. The same one
Hmm.
I still have in the package right in front of me, by the way.
Hmm.
Is $50.
Wow.
Yeah, that's yikes. I'm really curious to want to look this up, but I'm scared of what
Hmm.
the price will be because Ruby was. I don't know how much of this I want to talk about because of us just going to be talking about again on Ruby Tuesdays,
Yeah.
but like
Hmm.
Ruby was such a pop culture phenomenon that I'm fairly certain
Hmm.
it like inspired a lot of other indie creators as well, like Glitch and Visipop, because of like
Hmm.
how popular their indie stuff were before they just went
Hmm.
corporate.
Hmm.
Because like it got so popular, like I said, it was Rooster Teeth got so popular because of Ruby
Hmm.
that that Warner Brothers bought them up. That's how big
Hmm.
they were. And then on top of that, they got or
Hmm.
animated movies, I should say, with DC characters. They got books, comics, novels, and everything in between. They got video games, even though most of the if not all of the video games, for shit. And Ruby got so popular that Todd McFarlane, the creator
Hmm.
of Spawn, was
Hmm.
designed figurines for Ruby.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm scared because I really want to get them. At the same time, I'm
Hmm.
scared what the prices will be now.
Hmm. You mentioned something about like they should have had Ruby crossover with Teen Titans, but I just can't help imagining them doing like a Teen Titans Grow crossover. Or it's just like, oh my god, it's Ruby! What the hell is Ruby? You don't know Ruby hit animated web series made it was like really good or whatever, and now they're here in our world.
Yeah, that's basically yeah.
That would totally be the episode. Like Cyborg geeking out about Ruby, and then they cross over something.
I would love to I would love to see that. Not gonna lie, I do see that Sega made figurines of Ruby for the Ice Kingdom anime spinoff, so that's really neat.
Sega the game company,
Yeah,
they make figures.
apparently. Well, they never. Mm, ever since they stopped doing consoles, they pretty much have been doing
Do
everything
whatever.
else. Yeah, they do whatever now. Like they still make games, yeah,
Okay.
but like they're like their own like brand.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna have to look up Ruby, Todd McFarlane.
I saw like a meme where it's like that clip from Monsters versus Aliens, but it's like talking about like the Switch 2 prices. And it's like, we need a cheaper console. We need cheaper games. We need Dreamcast 2.
Oh wow, there's actually no Todd McFarlane Ruby figurines on Amazon. That's
Hmm.
concerning. Uh,
Do they still make merch for Ruby, even though like doesn't have a studio?
uh
No.
um, possibly. That's the best answer I can give you. Is
Hmm.
possibly. I hope they do, but at the same
Hmm.
time, I understand if they don't.
Hmm.
Ruby, uh,
Because
Todd.
if they're like still making merch, then who's getting the money?
I think that would be Viz Media.
Hmm.
If not, I think Warner Brothers possibly. Oh, actually,
Hmm.
no, not even them anymore because they don't own Rooster Teeth anymore.
Yeah.
So it would be either Rooster Teeth 2.0 slash Bernie Burns or Viz Media, since Viz Media
Hmm.
owns the uh rights to Ruby at this time.
To think none of this would have happened if Warner Brothers didn't sell to the Dr. Pimple Popper Ancient Aliens guy.
Uh, okay, so yeah, Todd McFarlane did make figurines for Ruby, but where can I buy them? Or were they just a limited time thing? Well, that's so badass. I want that so bad. Okay, I guess going to Todd McFarlane's personal website will tell me. Do you still sell these? Oh, wow, he did those figurines as well. Wow. Wow.
Isn't Todd McFarlane a little kook crazy and like no one really likes him?
Um,
Like, I don't think he
Maybe.
did anything bad. He's just kind of like just a weird dude, and no one likes it. No one likes working with him now.
Oh,
Like, you're just kind of strange.
oh, so I know why I can't find anywhere to buy the Ruby figurines from Todd McFarlane. Is like, so on his
Hmm.
website, it like, okay, here's the Ruby section. Here's all the figurines I designed. Where do I buy this? Oh, here's this a quick link. It's Ruby. I'm like, oh no,
Hmm.
I feel like I know where this is gonna take me. Yep, the decommissioned Rooster Teeth website.
Damn.
Damn
I'm not.
indeed.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't what's his name? What's his name again? Todd McFarlane.
Yes.
Didn't he like do the character design and maybe even made like action figure merch for Shrek the video game for like the first movie?
I believe it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like for like Shrek the video game on like the original Xbox, like all the like fairy tale monsters and creatures were just designed by Todd McFarlane for some reason. I'm like, everyone was like, that's fucking random.
Oh, I can find the figurines on eBay. Oh, this is decently priced. Poor Jean being the cheapest.
Hmm.
Like the Jean figurine is $24, but the Lai Ren figurine is like
Hmm.
45.
Question: when you like click on them on eBay, does it say item also bought with jars?
No, thankfully.
Okay.
But-
This item is also frequently bought with jars. What do you mean by that, Amazon?
Is that a
I don't
real
like
thing?
the
Is that a real thing that's happened?
probably. I don't know, but like I know like the meme of putting figures in the jar. So like it would
Yeah.
be funny if you like look up like, oh, My Little Pony dolls. Oh, here we go. Frequently bought with jars. What do you mean by that, Amazon? What do you mean? I don't like the implications here, Amazon. What do you mean frequently bought with? I thought it was a meme.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of decently priced stuff. A lot of them probably overpriced, probably because they're trying to scalp a
Mm-hmm.
little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Lyran figurine 45, the Jean Arc figurine. It's $24.99 plus $12 in delivery. Fuck hey.
Mm-hmm.
The Nora figurine's $100.
Damn.
And we got another Jean Arc for 25 plus 10, so $35. Lyren, $30. Oh, this is an auction though.
Mm-hmm.
Then you gotta have like so many people just like, I buy this for 1 penny more than the previous guy before me. And you got the actual Ruby figure by Todd McFarlane that is it's Series 4 too, so it's actually the most recent one. 2014. Ooh. Oh yes, another cool thing too is that Todd McFarlane's been doing figurines for Ruby since 2014, so since Volume 2. And
Just saying.
yeah, when we oh wow, the box for this figurine is bashed up though, so this should be fucking cheaper, not gonna lie. Maybe I should buy it because I'm gonna probably get to take it out of the box anyways. But I'm scared that everything's broken.
Does it say if it was like open before, or is it like sealed in box and the box is ripped up?
It just. Mm,
Because I feel like if it was open, the figure was probably on a shelf and in the box and beaten up in a closet, so it might be fine, but I could be wrong.
the figurine looks fine. Like the person actually went out of the way to actually do like a close-up picture of the figurine itself. The figurine looks fine. It looks like it was like in a closet and the box got beat up.
Okay.
Yeah. So many expensive figurines because it's all being scalped, because it's from a series that may or may not ever come back again. Why does this person have 3 Mercury figurines? Why?
Why not? Maybe 3 is their lucky number.
Yeah, but they're all selling it in one big bundle.
Well,
Why
they
would
want to
I?
get rid of them.
Why would I want three Mercury figure? I mean, maybe I can
I mean,
resell one of them. I mean, one of the boxes looks beaten up, so I guess I could like open that one and keep the others. But like, eh.
like, is it like a better deal? Is it like a good deal with all three of them in a bundle?
Maybe I mean, if it was like the other characters or like any variety of the other characters, it wouldn't be bad. But
Yeah, but
like,
I mean, like, if they're sold, is it like more expensive to buy them separately? Like, if you could buy the three bundle, you could sell two of them and make
mm,
a profit.
maybe like reselling something I already on eBay on something I already got on eBay. That's hilarious.
People do
Um,
that all the time.
I mean,
It's people have run businesses like that.
I mean, this one person's selling a Mercury figurine for $17.99
Mm,
plus $13 in tax, so that or
mm,
and delivery, so that's like $30 right there. So I guess
mm,
it would be cheaper with a $60. Well, depending
mm.
on how much the shipping is.
Yeah. They're probably gonna like sometimes like things are like cheap on eBay, but then you look at the shipping and it makes it like the same price as everyone else's selling price.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you sneaky bastard.
Yeah.
It's like like people are selling them all for $40. Here's one for $20 shipping. Like, oh, I see what you did there.
Someone is selling an empty figurine box for $12.
Let's go. It's like owning the figure, but pretend. You could always check. You could always check Facebook Marketplace or something and see if there's any in your area.
There's no one in this area that's gonna have anything like that. Trust me.
I mean, what if there is?
I literally live out in the fucking boonies.
Okay.
The closest place that would be having anything like this is probably is probably Chicago or the
Hmm.
Chicagoland area, both of which are like
Hmm.
over an hour drive away.
Yeah, usually like Facebook Market. Yeah, I feel that like usually when there's something cool, it's like an hour away
Hmm.
from where I live. It sucks living in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. Like it has its advantages, it has
Hmm.
its perks, but then like once you realize that you can't get shit, it's
Yeah,
it's sad.
all the fun places are like an hour away, and then like gas is expensive, so you're like, I can't really go traveling too much.
Ooh, Todd McFarlane does a Warhammer figures, standees, whatever. Let me click
Mhm.
on it. Let me click on it. Ooh. Oh, so that's what this stuff is. Oh, I see this a lot
Mhm.
on Amazon.
Do you think they'll ever get their Spawn movie without Spawn ever made? Do you
No,
ever hear about that?
um, I haven't.
Yep.
I've been
They wanted to make a Spawn movie. Like they wanted to reboot their character Spawn into a movie. But like the idea was this is going to be more like a horror movie where it's about other people and Spawn is like pretty much never shown in the movie. He's just kind of like the ghost in the ghost story. Like maybe he shows up at the end, but it's like basically told from everyone else's perspective and he's like not really in the movie.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, and it's like it's never been greenlit. So it's like he keeps saying like I want to make a Spawn movie. I want to make a Spawn movie and have creative control. And then I'm assuming everyone's like, yeah, let's do a Spawn movie. And then they hear his idea and they're like, that's fucking lame.
Yeah.
No, I know he was like oh like technically Sony owns the rights to Spawn, and I've been trying to get him to make my movie without Spawn, and like we could do like a Venom crossover.
With Spawn? Wait. Oh,
Yeah,
but
he's
they're
like, well, technically, I helped create Venom in a way, so like it would be only fitting to like have them cross over, you know, if we're both owned by Sony.
I don't know how I feel about that, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned earlier. I think McFarlane's kind of crazy a little bit because no one wants to listen to his bullshit ideas. Like, okay, you were cool in the '90s, but now your ideas now are kind of lame. Just go make action figures.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Ooh, the Ruby figurines for the Ice Queen owned by Sega are on pre-order. Can probably get that. And they're pretty decently priced too. Like, and they look good.
But those are like new, like new, or are they like old act figures?
Oh, they're new. They're pre-ordered. They're
So
gonna be
they're still making Ruby merch.
um to a certain degree, it seems, because
Mhm.
there's like there's okay. Here's the Sega figures, and then Ruby. And let's see what pops up. I mean, you can still buy a lot of the my brain's fried. Like the DVDs and whatnot. I'm
Hmm.
for some fucking
But those are
reason.
basically like buying old. Those are like old. They're already made, so they're just in a warehouse, and Amazon's just still selling them. But I mean, like actually producing new copies. Like they're making new action figures, or they like is this like old merch that you just still have in a warehouse?
Aside from the Sega figures, I think it just seems like it's old merch in a
Yeah,
warehouse. Let's see the board game Combat Ready came out in 2022. Yeah, old merch.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if Sega's making new action figures, that means the money's going somewhere.
I think it's going to the Rooster Teeth then, probably.
Hmm.
I'm actually curious now why only those two figures, because it's Weiss Schnee and her Ice Kingdom attire, which looks
Hmm.
sexy as fuck. Like, it's very well designed. I really love the design for her here. It's like all white, and then you got that very light blue hair and eyes of hers, and it's all like covered in like snow patterns and everything. And then you have Ruby, who looks adorable as hell with
Hmm.
uh in like a snow outfit, or like where you see like a
Hmm.
skier wear. And it's only those two
Hmm.
figurines.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have like a playlist of like Nintendo music, so it's like not just us talking to like silence, but like the video I have just has like each song has like a shit post image, and sometimes I click the YouTube tab, and like right now I have Link with a gun pointing at me, and I'm like, huh?
Put the money in the bag.
What do you have a gun, Link? He's like, you better buy my games again on the Switch 2.
That's basically what Nintendo are gonna be doing.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right.
hate how like the Switch games have like that chunky text on the front of the box. Like, oh, this is a Switch 2 game that comes with a gift card.
Chunky. Yum. Oh wait, this is weird. Wait, if this Warhammer book is coming out in July, then what the hell's coming out in April? Or this month, I should say. I swear there was a book coming out this month. Anyways. What else should we talk about? Or are we pretty much good for tonight?
Don't know. I've heard that the Minecraft movie's actually not that bad.
I haven't heard any good news from it. I've been hearing like more mixed stuff.
Yeah, it seems pretty mixed, but I heard someone basically said it's basically just kind of like the Mario movie, where it's not the greatest thing ever, but like it's fun and has a lot of references to Minecraft. So it's just like, okay, it was funny.
Well, that's not bad. That's good for them then.
Hmm. But like, I think I saw someone mention that like the main character, like you think the main character would either be Steve or like the kid character, but like Jason Momoa has the most screen time in it. Second to like the lady who dates the villager. Like they really like the lady dating the villager bit. I think I saw like an interview of the actress, and they were asking like, "How do you feel about dating a villager?" And she seemed really confused. Like, well, I didn't know what he was gonna look like because you know he was CG or whatever. And then like we started filming, like, oh, I like him. Okay. I think from all my roles, like I'm the most in love with this character from any movie I ever acted in. It's kind of weird. Chicken jockey.
I wonder if I can get Ruby Combat ready
Mhm.
for Tabletop Simulator. It'd be really interesting to play that together.
Is it already on Tabletop Similar, or you like mod it in yourself?
I probably have to look and see if there's a mod for it
Mhm.
because a lot of the expansions seem to
Mhm.
be a little pricey. Actually, no, look at my Ruby Combat Ready.
Mhm.
Team Juniper expansion is $32. Combat Ready Villains expansion is $16. That's the card. Oh, here it is. Oh shit! It does not
Is it
even.
on there?
It doesn't even have a price point because it's currently unavailable.
Damn.
Damn. Huh.
I was watching a stream last night, and I think the gimmick of the stream was having their like chat like make random stuff, and then they just look at the stuff they made, and then someone like basically made like an entire rule set in like for like a card game based on them. And I was thinking like, what if we like got a couple like us and maybe a couple other VTuber friends, we basically made up a card game and just played it on Tabletop Simulator, like just like a bullshit like original game
Nice.
with our like VTuber lores. I don't know how to make a trading card game though, so I don't know how that would work.
You'd have to pretty much have a simple premise, like how you want your
Hmm.
characters, or how you want your like how you want the win conditions to be and whatnot. For example, like in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have like 8,000 life points, and the whole premise is to play a monster to attack
Hmm.
the person directly to drain their life points to zero for you to win. It's a simple
Hmm.
win condition, something like that. I think
Hmm.
the Digimon card game has something similar.
Hmm.
And yeah, same with the Magic the Gathering as well. A lot of the most popular card games that people like to play and trade cards in uh,
Hmm.
have that premise where like you have a life total, take that person's total down to zero, and you win.
Hmm. Yeah, we probably just have to like pick like the most easiest to play trading card battling game and just basically like rip it off and just make like a shit post game with our VTuber lores.
Then depending on how you see that, it would probably have to be like, what would be the easiest? I think it would probably
Maybe like the easiest Pokemon cards maybe.
maybe. Well, Pokemon
Cause like
based itself on Magic the Gathering, so you might as well just go
mhm,
Magic the Gathering as like the format or like the skeletal
mhm,
structure, and then just go from there.
probably. You have a Dakota Commander deck.
Well, now you mention that there have been a lot of additions to like elk,
Mhm,
so there are like a lot more like deer related cards lately.
mhm. I feel like if I ever did Magic again, I want to do like a shitpost pop culture deck where it's just like all the cards in the deck are just based on things.
So you're not far off being able to do that with how
Mhm.
Magic the Gathering has been doing a lot
Yeah.
of partnerships with like secret layers and whatnot.
Mhm.
I mean, literally recently, the April Fool's secret layer was literally Deadpool.
What was that? You broke up Deadpool?
Yeah, the April Fool's
Hmm.
secret layer was Deadpool.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah. I feel like I get into things more if I have like a connection to like the characters or whatever. So if it's like pop culture references, it's like, oh, I know what that thing is.
Yeah, pop culture references. There's the Fortnite secret layer.
Hmm.
They recently did the SpongeBob SquarePants secret layer.
Hmm. Yeah, and just have like all the cards in my deck just be like themed cards.
Yep, or like certain shit posting.
Hmm.
What you're probably wanting to do is just like some goofy shit. That's just what we call jank, which is like
Hmm.
cards that are just mashed together that don't really have a precise win condition, but it's just there for shits and giggles, basically.
Hmm.
Like, there's just one guy.
Like I play my SpongeBob card, and he uses his Fortnite Scar gun to like take out Miku,
Basically, that's
and teleports in his TARDIS to go to Jurassic Park.
basically, basically. Uh, and it was actually.
Dibble gas chimichanga.
You know what's actually funny is that now that you mentioned SpongeBob,
Mm-hmm.
the SpongeBob Secret Lair does have SpongeBob himself. It's a
Mm-hmm.
reskin. It's a reskin of an
Yeah.
actual Magic card. But the actual Magic card is actually 5 colors. So like
Mm-hmm.
you can literally play any Secret Lair you wanted with that SpongeBob card now.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of neat. It's SpongeBob Commander.
Mm-hmm. SpongeBob Commander or the goofiest shit. Actually, I wonder if that's still for sale right now. If not, then we'd probably just have to go the pretty hard way for you. But Secret Lair sold out for the Deadpool. Shit.
Damn.
What about SpongeBob? Where is he? I think SpongeBob is sold out. SpongeBob is either sold out or sold out. Fuck.
Damn.
All right.
I bet he would be sold out.
Yep. I'm actually curious of how much people are trying to resell them for, because the card that he reskins is a fairly powerful card, and I'm curious of like what they would sell them at. So Card Kingdom, SpongeBob. Oh, he's not in Card Kingdom, so TCG player would probably be the way to go.
Boy, me Bob. You're using all me mana.
It's actually funny you mention that because Mr. Krabs is in the SpongeBob Secret Lair, but I know what creature he's a reskin of, and he is a crab with like one of the highest defenses ever. So it's like power and toughness is how much damage a creature can take before they die, and like the average toughness you'll see on most creatures is anywhere between like 1 to 4. The crab creature he reskins is literally 17.
Dang.
Yeah, so he can take a hit.
Armor abs, crabs.
Exactly. SpongeBob Joda the Unifier. That's what. That card. Oh, that's not bad. $8. And that's just for the regular version. Oh, the price dropped significantly. It was originally $75. You fucking mooks. Who is the asshole that bought this for one person sold $75 worth of a SpongeBob card? You what schmuck bought that? I genuinely want to know.
Maybe someone who wanted it when it first released, maybe, and couldn't wait.
Yeah, and now everyone's selling this for basically near mint condition for significantly less. What's the
They saw that SpongeBob card and were like, Mr. Good idea. And it's still a ridiculous price.
And the shiny foil version's only $1 more. You kidding me? Oh God, what was it? Who? Oh, $55. Well, that's not as bad, but that's still pretty bad. How many people bought it for 55? Three people bought it for $55. Get the fuck out. People, I swear. Now, TCG Player is better than eBay because they will literally say, "Oh, shipping is included." So I don't have to worry about paying shipping and handling for a single card. Yeah. All right. Anyways. All right. So tomorrow, or later today, I should say, will be South Park: Stick of Truth. After that, Ruby Tuesdays, which I'm again really excited to yap about again. And it's been so long since I watched Volume 2. I cannot wait to watch that with you and Phoenix tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say the day after. I don't know. Time zones. Wednesday is a if day, so I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing there. And then pretty much I have work the rest of the week until Sunday again when we review Chapter 5. So yeah. If I don't see y'all again, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Let's actually I'm probably just gonna end straight here.
Okay.
Bye
Well, good night, chat. Bye.
Bye, Jet. Bye, Tukula. Have a good night.
Bye. Bye. Alright. This was fun. Have a good night, Jabby.
Yeah, have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye. You hang up first.
Oh,
No, you.